Hey guys, this is Unit 3, Lesson 9 on text. We're going to be adding some text to some programs and debugging some stuff today. So let's get into it. Our essential question for the day is, how can we use text to improve our scenes and animations? Well, let's find out, shall we? This entire lesson is on code.org, so make sure you are signed in with your school Google account. Your grade for this lesson, as usual, will be based on your programming in the lesson on code.org. Watching the video that you're already watching right now is mandatory, so make sure you continue to watch it as you work your way through the lesson on code.org. And as always, the best practice is to watch me do a step, pause the video, and then complete that step on code.org. Repeat until you're finished, right? And I will admit that this lesson, once you get the hang of what it's asking you to do, is actually pretty easy. But let's jump in. Let's go to code.org, click that link. Takes us right to our dashboard. Let's go to our unit with CSD 2, 7th grade, interactive animations and games. So that takes us to the unit page, and we'll scroll down until we get to the text lesson right here. And let's go ahead and head to bubble 1. So again, with the question of the day, right, the essential question, how can we use text to improve our scenes and animations? Well, as I'm sure you have done already, you've played lots and lots of video games, you've watched lots and lots of TV, you've watched lots of YouTube, so on and so forth. You have seen how text can improve a scene, how text can improve a website, how text can improve the storytelling aspect of a picture, the storytelling aspect of an animation, the storytelling aspect of a video game, right? Especially like for Nintendo games where they don't use a whole lot of dialogue, instead a lot of text, especially for our Pokemon people out there. You are going through and reading a lot of text in your video game, and if you weren't reading that text, well, I don't know that you'd have really an inkling about what was even going on in that game. So while visually it tells a story, the text adds to it. It adds a lot of flavor, adds a lot of depth to it. So let's jump in here. This lesson introduces GameLab's text commands, giving students more practice using the coordinate plane and parameters. And at the beginning of the lesson, we'll be asked to caption a cartoon created in GameLab, and then we're going to move on to Code Studio, where you can practice placing text on the screen and controlling other text properties such as size, color, and so on. So let's move on. Click the continue button. We're on bubble 2. And bubble 2 is a prediction bubble. So let's see. It's asking us to read the code below and make a prediction. What will show on the screen and where will it be displayed? Okay, so we'll have to answer 2 questions with our text answer here. So let's dig into the code, see what we've got down here. On line 1, it says text hello in quotation marks. That's probably important that it's in quotation marks. And 10,200. Well, typically when we see these numbers, that's telling us where it's going to be displayed. Where will it be displayed? 10x 200y. Let's show the grid. So 10x is all the way over here on the left side of the screen. 200y is right around here. So it's going to be, it's going to say hello, kind of like right here. And then everyone, 200, 300. So x 200, which is right in the middle. Y 300 right here. So it'll say everyone kind of right there. So how do we describe that? How do we put that in words? Those locations and what will show. Let's see. Hello. Not like that, like this. Hello will show up at the middle left of the screen, and everyone will appear at the let's see, we said middle left to say like right here. So how do we say right here? It's not all the way at the bottom. Let's say like 60% of the way down. Slightly toward the right. So let's run it. And that's pretty much it, right? Hello will show up at the middle left. And everyone will appear at 60% down. Well, probably more than 60% down. Probably more like 70%, 75% to be more accurate. So my numbers are a little off. If you haven't hit enter yet, then 75% of the way down, because once you've hit enter, you cannot fix that answer. It's just stuck there because it's a prediction, right? It's not asking you to get it right necessarily. It's asking you to predict what might happen. So run, finish. Well, you hear that da-da-da? For some reason, it's not moving us on. So if this is happening to you, then just go ahead and click on bubble 3 up there to move on. Let me go back to it and see. Oh, it didn't even take my answer. Weird. Okay, let me just type something here. Answer, run, finish. There it goes. Okay, well, problem solving, kids, that's an important thing. Okay, so now I look like a big dumb, though, because my answer is just answer. So now I look like I'm a 7th grader just trying to get through the day, right? So make sure you have the correct answer, run, finish, and move on. Bubble 3. You can put text anywhere you'd like on the screen using the text block. Read the documentation by clicking on the block in the toolbox to see how to change the size and color of your text. Do this. Change the displayed text in the provided code. Add a second text block to write in a different part of the screen. Okay. All right, so we need to go to our drawing drawer in the toolbox and change the displayed text in the provided code. So the background is light yellow. This text says change me and add another text block. So I'm going to change this to say, I'm feeling awesome today. Boom. All right. Add a second text block to write in a different part of the screen. Okay. So another text block down here. And we'll say, aren't you feeling awesome too? And let's put this below, I'm feeling awesome today. Let's put it at 50x 275y. So 50x 275y, reset run. Very good, sir. All right. We've done everything they asked us to do, I believe, right? Da-da-da-da-da. Yeah. Finish. Da-da-da. Continue. Bubble 4. Text size. You can change the size of the text using the text size block. Okay, do this. Read the code to see how it works. Add a new text size block to make the word large the biggest. Okay, so let's run it. Okay, so small, medium, large. All right, I see why it wants large to be bigger. So let's look here. So our background is light blue, as you can see. Text size 20 for the word small. So that is the text size 20. And when you're talking about text size, and this is true for font size in like Word documents, in Google Docs, in Google Slides, whatever, when you see that number that's associated with the font size, it's not just an arbitrary number. That's actually its pixel height. So if it was text size 1, for instance, then it's 1 pixel tall. If it's text size 20, like we see here, this word small is 20 pixels tall. The next word, medium, is 40 pixels tall. So it's exactly twice as tall as the word small there. It's not talking about like 40 pixels wide. It's talking about the height. So to get this large word to be bigger, then let's make it text size 60. So let's go in the drawing drawer. That's where we're going to find all this stuff today. And we're looking for text size. And we need to put that up on line 6 in the code, right above line 7. Well, line 6 was occupied by text large, which is making this appear right here at 120/30, right? Or 120/300, I'm sorry. And so the text size right here on line 4 is influencing both of these. So until we add another text size, it's going to, the computer's going to say, okay, both of these sets of text need to be size 40. And if we didn't introduce this text size 40, then all 3 of these are going to be text size 20, right? Reset run. See, now they're all the same size, text size 20. So let's add these back. That one was 40. Reset run, corrects it. Now both of these are 40. And then we need to add this third one right here, and we're going to make this one 60. Reset run. So now large is twice as big as medium, and medium is twice as big as small. Small, medium, large. Winning all day long. All right, continue. Bubble 5. It's a snake. It's a snake. All right. He's a friendly looking snake. This looks kind of like a turtle with a bow tie, but because it says snake, I'm assuming that's teeth. And this is the little split tongue that waggles around. All right, let's jump in. Debug. This scene has all the right code, but it's not in the right order. The scene should look like the image to the right. Can you reorder the blocks so that each part of the scene is drawn in the correct order? This snake is so sad, but he's saying greetings, right? I wonder if he's like Nagini, Voldemort's snake in Harry Potter. All the Horcruxes. Okay. Hint. You often want to call draw sprites at the very end of your program so that the sprites are on top of your background. But for some designs, you may want to call draw sprites earlier so that your sprites are on top of some of the shapes but below others. So let's run it. Yeah, okay. So we need the text to be in the front. We need our snake animation to be in the back. So we want to move draw sprites. It needs to be in front of the background though, because if I put it all the way up here, you're not going to be able to see it because it's going to be behind that pink background. But if I put it right here, now it's in front of the background and behind these bars that are being drawn from line 10 to line 13 with these rectangle blocks. Okay, so now the last thing I need to do is to get greetings up into the front. So fill black, that's making the text black. Size 50 text, okay. Text size 50, text greetings, and that's what it says at 5100. And then fill dark gray is influencing the color of these rectangle prison bars. So let's copy. Yep. By highlighting, Control C, and then you've got the cursor that you can move up and down with your arrow keys, and you can see that cursor right here for the time being. And then I move it down 1, 2, 3, 4 down to the very bottom. Control V to paste it, and now I can reset run And now it looks exactly like the picture over here. If you don't know how to, or just flat refuse to move that text using Control-C, Control-V, copying and pasting it, you can always just grab it one by one. Fill black needs to go first, then greetings. Right? You can do it that way. Oh no, what happened to my snake? Oh, he jumped up here. There he is. All right. Again, right? Are you guys seeing this? You see the turtle too, right? This looks way more like a turtle face than a snake face to me. Like a turtle wearing a bow tie. And then I'm going to move him to the front so we can look at it more. Right? I'm not crazy. And then this could be like his shirt collar. Bow tie, shirt collar, turtle face. Not like Ninja Turtle face, but like actual cartoon turtle, right? I'm not crazy. Tell me I'm not crazy. Somebody send me an email and say, Mr. Decker, you're not crazy. That does actually look like a turtle wearing a bow tie and a collar. Or you can send me an email and say, no, that's definitely a snake. You are blind as a bat. That's where you wear those giant glasses every day. And that's totally a snake. All right, let's go into debugging. Debugging the text. This scene is supposed to draw a cartoon, but it has a bug. All right. Where's the bug, man? We need to call the exterminator. All right. What I expected to happen is the image shows on the screen. So yeah, when I run a program, I expect something to happen over here, right? But nothing's happening. I got an error. Dang. Okay. What happened instead? The code doesn't run at all, and there's an error message. Yeah, that's what happened. And also, this is all, the text base, which you can toggle between over here, but you can't toggle between it right now because there's a ding-dang error. You need to correct an error in your program before it can be shown as blocks. Okay. All right, so let's see what the error is by hovering over here. I'm going to minimize that guy. All right, it says expected hash mark, parentheses, hash mark, and instead saw garbage, missing, quotation, semicolon, quotation before statement, expected an operator and instead saw an exclamation point, missing a semicolon. So our error is on line 19. So it's in here. Let's look at the rest of these text blocks, what they have in common and what this one is missing. So remember earlier, back on an earlier bubble, we learned that we needed quotation marks around the text that we wanted to appear up here. Well, it looks like the quotation marks need to go around a garbage truck. So shift key down to make the quotation mark. Instead of the apostrophe, shift key down to make the quotation mark instead of the apostrophe, and our error goes away. Let's run the code. Beautiful. All right, so what has wheels and flies but is not an aircraft? A garbage truck. I get it. It has wheels, right? To make it roll down the street, you push down the gas pedal, you steer the steering wheel, the wheels roll, and then it flies. It doesn't fly. It has flies because garbage has flies, right? People throw away their food waste, and so it flies. If you have to explain a joke to somebody, it was a bad joke. But just in case, right? Not picking up what I'm dropping. All right, so now I can show you, you can switch between the text code and the block code. See? You see, children? The children can see. All right. We fixed it. Continue. All right, so we finished both of these practice rounds. Let's finish, and that should put us on bubble 6, and it does. Adding text. There is a scene, but it needs text. Here is a scene, but it needs text. Do this. Add 2 pieces of text to the following scene. Make the 2 pieces of text different sizes. So let's run it. All right, so, okay. So we've got grass. I'm assuming that's this down here. Or maybe it's this floating grass up here. And then the alien here. And then the robot here. All right. And then somehow these butterflies are showing up. Maybe the butterflies are part of the grass animation. Yeah, we'll go with that. Okay. It's probably like a full background thing going on. It looks like our alien is spying on the robot. And the robot is like pondering about the day, thinking thinky thoughts, enjoying the butterflies. We'll go with that. Okay, so let's go to the drawing drawer. And let's go to the animation tab and see what, yeah, okay, so I was right. The floating grass is a full-on background with the butterflies, the robot alien animations. Cool. All right, we know how this is working. Let's jump into adding the text. So text, said we needed to add 2 pieces of text. And we need to put them at locations. So right now it's just saying text right on top of each other, or 2 different times it's saying text. If I move this over like 10 pixels, you'll see the difference. Now it's kind of overlapping a little bit, right? And then I can move that down. See, moving the text around. Okay, so let's get some text up here that associates with the robot. So let's put it at 117x y22. What did I say? Y what? 22? And then for the robot, the text needs to be like down here. So x44, y245. Giving it room to exist down here. And it needs to be different sizes. Okay. So for that, we'll go into text size for this one and text size for this one. Text size for this one we'll make, let's say 16. And for this one, we'll make it size like 20. And reset run. Make sure we've got the locations about right. Let's move this one down a little bit. So move that first one down. Let's make it at like 40. Reset run. Yeah, I like that better. Okay, and I want to move this one down a little bit too, down to like 270. Let's reset run. Good. Okay, so for this one, let's have it say the robot spy. And for, or the alien spy, sorry. Because he's not a robot, he's an alien, man. Get it right, Mr. Decker. All right. Let's reset run, make sure that's working. Yeah, alien spy. And then the nature-loving robot. Let's move this text back that way, though, because it's hard to read robot. So all the way, X all the way back to 5, maybe? Maybe we need to change that size that down to like 14. Maybe then it will fit. Oh, we didn't have to go down that far. So alien spy, let's go up to 20. And for this one, let's try 18. Perfect. Perfecto mundo. All right. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. The alien spy and the nature-loving robot. I feel bad for the peaceful nature-loving robot because it looks like the alien is about to sneak attack this guy. Continue. Da, da, da. All right, so let's do these challenges. We're going to do A, B, and C. So let's start with A. We've got a text color challenge. Learn how to change the color of your text. Let's do it. All right, so run it. Rainbows in the sky. Butterflies flying high. All right, it's in a book. Take a look, the reading rainbow. All right. Never said that I could sing as well as Mr. Lejeune, but I try. All right, text color. You can change the color of your text using the fill block. Do this. Read the code to see how it works, and then add a new block to make the word sky a different color. And then add more text with even more colors. Okay? Read the code, see how it works. All right. So I think, yeah, right. So this is a whole background. This animation is a whole background, not a sprite. Or the background is a sprite. Is the sprite a background or is the background a sprite? Thinky thoughts. Okay. And then we're drawing that sprite, and then all of the text is showing up on top of the sprite, because if we put draw sprites down here, we can't see any of that text, bro, because it's showing up behind the sprite that is the background, or the background is the sprite. Brain hurtiness. Okay. Text size 50, sure. We don't need to change that. Fill red for the rainbows word, it is. And then orange for in the sky. So let's go to the drawing drawer. We need to grab that fill block, which we have used before. And we're changing the color of sky. It could be yellow, but skies are blue. Skies are blue. I like it. Rainbows in the sky. Butterflies flying high. Beautiful. Beautiful. I'm going to have Reading Rainbow stuck in my head for the rest of this day. I did it to you too. Now Reading Rainbow is stuck in your head. I think a punk rock cover of that song would be pretty cool. I would like to hear that. I would like to perform that song. All right. Write white text on a white background. You can add a border to your text using the stroke command shown below. Like other shapes, you can also use the stroke weight command to change the thickness of the stroke. By running the code below, you'll notice that the normal stroke weight for text doesn't give it much contrast when the background is the same color. Okay. All right, do this. Read the code to see how it works, and then add a stroke weight command to make the text stand out more. So let's run it. And it's kind of, yeah, even with my glasses on, I can read what it says, 7 years ago in the display area, but I don't want to look at it very long because it makes my eyes kind of hurt. All right, fill white. Yep, that's the background. No, that's the filling the text with white. The stroke is black, which outlines the white text with black. And then the text size is set to 20 pixels tall, or pixels height. Pixels high. Text 7 years ago. As Abraham Lincoln would say, 7 years ago. So we are looking for stroke weight, right? Yeah. So stroke weight, we'll put that there on line 3. See what just 3 does. That's the automatic thing. Okay, cool. Yeah, it makes it kind of more bold looking. It's a lot easier to read. Let's get funky with it. Let's see what 20 does. Reset run. That's cool. Has some style to this. Adding some style, some little spiky specks. All right, let's see what like 70 does. Big spikes? Big spikes. Sweet. That looks kind of cool. I want to make the text size bigger. Let's try 40. Oh, that's way too big. Way too big. It goes off the screen, man. Text size 25. Cool. Cool. Let's pull it back some from 30 to like 10. So the ellipses show up. Yeah. I like it. I don't know about you guys, but I like it. I'm happy with that. And if I change the stroke to a different color, it works. It works. It works. Cool. And then obviously, right, just reminding you, you are not limited to those colors. If we go, where is the fill color? Right here, see examples. I'm hoping there's a link to, and there is not. So I'm going to open up another tab. If you want to know what all colors you can use, color names, I think. HTML color names. Yes, W3 schools, HTML color names. This will show you all the crazy amount of colors that you can use in here, as long as you use the white smoke. There was a band in the 80s called Whitesnake. It kind of reminded me of that. So yeah, you've got all kinds of options. All you got to do is type in HTML color names in a separate tab. We'll do it again. For those of you in the back not paying any attention. And then you just click right here, W3 Schools HTML color names. And then you see all of the color names. All the colors. All the colors. Dark slate gray, that's cool. Goldenrod. I like it. I could get carried away trying to choose like, hey, you know what? That doesn't look bad for like my bedroom wall. I'm going to pull this up at home and show to mom. Show to dad. Here's my new bedroom color. Thank you. And then, yeah, you can just type that in here. We saw goldenrod, right? I'm just going to type that in. Not because it was my favorite, but because it's what I remember. See, goldenrod. Finish. Continue. Challenge C, wrapping text. Learn how to make big text fit inside a text box. Okay, run it. Yeah, okay. So we're running into that problem that we ran into earlier where we chose a text size that was too big. And it's wanting us to wrap text, wrapping the text. Wrapping some Christmas presents. All right, you already know that the first two parameters on the text block indicate the upper left corner of the text area. There are also two more optional parameters that are hidden by default. These last two parameters indicate the bottom right of the text area. If all 5 parameters are used, GameLab will try to fit the text inside the rectangle defined by the 2 points. That makes pretty good sense. So there are 2 more parameters out here that we can add to kind of make a box. That's what it sounded like anyway. Read the code to see how it works. Okay. So text size is 50. Yeah. Fill that text with the color black. Yeah. And then the text is 4 and 7 years ago, and it's at 30x, 200y. Yeah. So, okay. I see how that works. So the X is the start location right over here, and then the Y is the bottom of the first letter. The bottom of the letters. Okay. So let's click the it says in block mode, use the arrow buttons on the text block to add the optional parameters. So boop and boop. So what I am doing is just clicking this little arrow out here. Boop. And one more time to get the optional parameters. So it says enter values into the optional parameters that will make the text fit on the screen. There's a hint. Use values for x1 and x1 and y1 that are near the bottom right corner of the screen. So we know that 350 is down here. So let's just do that. Let's do 350. And I'm assuming that's going to make a box that starts here and ends down here. So let's reset and run. Yeah, cool. So now we've got word wrapping because we have a text box here. We're telling the computer that we want all of our text to exist within this frame of 3200 to 350. Right around in here. Cool. I like it. It works. Da-da-da. Okay, cool. That's it for this lesson. I'm going to pause real quick. All right, so if you made it this far and you stuck with me through the whole thing and you lasted to this point, you deserve this. You deserve this right here. You deserve this. You've earned